Hello everyone, thought I'd do a bit of an update on the Norden. Basically I've had it for about 5 weeks now, done about 1400 miles, so I thought I'd share my thoughts on things I like, things I don't like, things I've changed, improvements I plan to make and whatnot. Maybe if you're looking at buying a Norden, it'll help you make your decision as to whether or not to buy one or not. First things first, I shall apologise for the extreme noise. I think if anybody owns a pair of Tech 7s, they'll understand. They're particularly noisy, so for all the creaking and whatnot, I do apologise in advance. Hopefully it won't be too bad. So yeah, done about 1400 miles now. I reckon maybe 50% off-road so far. I've had to take it back to get it serviced down at CSS Bikes where I got it. In Bracknell, so that's like 160 mile round trip, all on motorways and stuff. So I suppose to start there, this bike for clicking off miles on motorway is so good. That's as comfy as you like. Fuel economy is incredible. I think I've averaged since I've had the bike, I've averaged about 65 to the gallon, and that's sitting at sort of 75-80 on motorways and dual carriageways, and then the off-roading and stuff that I'm doing. So yeah, it's pretty impressive compared to my MT10 that I had previously. The MT10, I mean, I averaged like 34, 35 to the gallon on that. So yeah, it's quite a nice change from that. Other things I love about the bike, I mean, the first thing drew me to the Norden, other than wanting to change to like an adventure style bike and do some different riding to what I'm used to, it was the style. I absolutely love the style of this bike, the aesthetics. I love like the big round headlight, the sort of Dakar-esque look to it. So I think personally, I think it's one of the better looking adventure bikes out there. I've added these upshift graphics to it, so these are from Upshift Online from the States. Really nice, like classy sort of graphics. There's quite a few companies out there doing graphics, and I think a lot of them are somewhat, I don't know, they look like children have designed them to me. So unless you're going to do the custom route, which there are places out there that you can do, I think the 3 designs that Upshift Online have currently got are really cool. I love the this topper effect, sort of subtle in the background, and almost the sort of retro flashes of colour on it. I think that looks really cool. I'm really happy with them. They're going to protect the standard plastics, brushing through branches and stuff like that, and when you drop it, you know, hopefully adds just a little bit of protection to the original layer, and it also makes the bike a bit more unique. So yeah, really happy with them, really happy with how the bike looks. I have just ordered the Ergo heated seats, which are like black sided and then grey suede sort of top. I think that's going to look a lot better than the big yellow sort of block that's just sat in the middle of the bike now. I'm not a massive fan of that. Never had a heated seat, so it'll be interesting to see what that's like. I'd imagine that's going to probably just feel like you've pissed your pants if you're riding in the rain with heated seats on, but we'll see. It should look a lot nicer, and goes with the heated grips, which I'm still waiting for. Hopefully they've said December on them, so can't wait to get them because it is getting cold now. So yeah, another thing, sort of talking of cold hands, I did the Barkbuster hand guards. These are mega. I mean, the standard ones are just a plastic wraparound, they are not reinforced. These are the reinforced wraparounds, so they're going to save your levers, hopefully. In most cases, I got these from R&G in the UK. Barkbusters, Australian brand. They're not the cheapest, but they are mega quality. I've added the little wind extension on as well, just to take a little bit more wind off your hands. And I have dropped the bike. I had my first drop last weekend on this side. As you can see, a few little scuffs, but other than that, stood up well and literally hasn't even moved. So the XP bash plate I've added, just peace of mind really. It's probably a bit over the top, a bit extreme for the sort of riding that I'm doing, but I've seen people lay down the Norden with the standard bash plate and those sort of flimsy aluminium side pod bits. They just crack straight away, and you have got plastic protection behind there, and the standard kit's not too bad, but just for peace of mind really, I thought I'd go for the XP. Fit is absolutely lovely, and like I say, I dropped it last week for the first time, and there's literally all it's got is a couple little scuffs there. If that was the stock unit, that would have, I'm pretty sure, come off a lot worse. It would have looked terrible. So yeah, really like that. Something that I wasn't a massive fan of with the bike was I was really struggling with the rear brake lever. Coming from road riding, standing up and riding is really alien to me, and I was really struggling to get on the brake lever. So basically I couldn't adjust it high enough. It was adjusted to its maximum height. So I looked into what I could do to try and help with that, and these Vache, I think they're called the Adventure foot pegs, combined with the Vache brake lever, which I'll try and put a picture in this video so you can see the difference, the comparison between the two. It's a lot thicker, so it's going to be a lot stronger. I've seen quite a few images on the internet where people have dropped the bike and the brake lever, the standard unit's folded completely round, and I don't think the Vache brake lever's hopefully not going to have that issue. But basically putting the Adventure pegs on, they are about 20mm lower than the standard pegs, and they also sit back around, I think it's about 8 or 10mm. They bring your foot back, so it opens up a lot more room between the brake pedal and your foot position, and it also, because of the downward movement of the foot peg, gives you much more sort of scope for adjustment on the brake pedal position. So that's helped me a lot, getting used to standing and braking. It's made things quite a bit easier. The foot peg itself, beautiful machining, really nice quality, and they come with 2 different size grub screws. So these are the shorter ones in there at the minute, the least aggressive, I suppose you'd say, and they come with a longer set, which are obviously going to be a lot more aggressive. The grip that these are offering at the minute, for me, is incredible. The extra size of the foot peg as well, it's a lot bigger than the standard item. So yeah, just a really nice solid platform with them. Like I say, the quality of the parts and the fit of the parts is absolutely perfect. Really happy with them. Really would recommend them. So I don't know whether I'll send them a message actually and see if they're planning on making gear levers. They might make them already, I'm not entirely sure, but it'd be nice to get a matching gear lever, one that's a little bit more robust than the standard one. But so I dropped it the other week and there was absolutely no damage, other than a scratch. No damage to the foot peg or gear lever, so it wasn't particularly high speed. It's probably only about 15 mile an hour on wet grass, or sort of mud and grass. Got stuck in a rut trying to get out, and my ambition outweighed my talent, as some may put it. So yeah, big learning curve. Something that I have just ordered is new tyres. These are good. I think these would be great tyres for in the summer, especially if you're riding a lot of hard pack and gravel, and if you're going to do road miles as well. But I don't plan to do too many road miles. I'll try and avoid that if I can. So now it's coming into winter. Around here it's all quite dry at the moment. We've had a sort of week or two of dry weather, but this will become, you know, sloppy mud in no time when it starts raining. So I want something with a bit more bite, a bit more grip. Like I say, on wet grass and wet mud last weekend, it was a bit of a handful. It was difficult to keep traction, so I'll be replacing these. I've gone for the Metis E09s, the Dakar version. How they'll be, I've no idea. A couple of people have told me that they'll make a massive difference, so hopefully they're going to make a nice little difference. Things I perhaps don't like about the bike, it sounds like a sewing machine from standard. The stock exhaust, it looks really nice, the stock exhaust, like it looks like a nice can. It's not massive. You see a lot of manufacturers now have got the cat or one of the cats inside the can. Don't know whether that's the case with this, but the can is really nice and sleek, but it's so quiet. I don't want anything obnoxious, don't want anything like the MT10 because that was stupidly loud, but I do want a bit more engine note, so I have got an exhaust on the way. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. Really excited. That should hopefully be here in the next week or two, fingers crossed. So yes, I'll be changing the exhaust. I'll do a video on that. I'll try and get some before and after videos. I'm not planning to decat at the minute. This is probably one of my biggest gripes on the bike, is where the cat is. It's right between your feet, right between your ankles, and it kicks off a lot of heat. At speed, like road speeds and stuff, it's alright, and I found now it's cooler. It's like, I don't know, average 13, 14, 15 degrees Celsius in the UK at the moment. It's not too bad, but when you get in like any traffic or anything around town, or really slow speed riding, it kicks off quite a lot of heat. I don't want to decat purely because I think it's going to be too loud, too obnoxious, so I do want to keep it, but I'm hoping someone might release like a little heat shield or something. I've seen you get a heat shield to protect the shock, which I'll probably install at some point, but it'd be nice to have like a heat shield behind the foot pegs a little bit, sort of between the cat and the swing arm in there, just to keep some of the heat off your inside your legs, because it does get warm. You do feel the heat rising up a lot, and in the summer that is something that I think is going to be a bit of a pain. Like, it's probably something that's going to annoy me a little bit, so we'll see how long we last. It might get decatted. I've seen a lot of people say decatting them does help a lot with that issue, so we'll see. Like I say, I've got an end can coming. Hopefully that's going to make me happy with the noise, because that's a massive part for me riding a motorbike, is the noise that they make. So yeah, hopefully that's going to make a nice difference. There's not much else I don't really like about the bike. Other changes that I've made, I've fitted these, what are they called? Double take, yes. These double take mirrors. I installed these purely because it doesn't want to focus on that. Purely because the standard mirror is just going to get broken as soon as you drop the bike, and they look hideous. So I couldn't bring myself to spend the money on the big ram mount type ones, but these I'm really impressed. I mean, you don't really need mirrors when you're riding off-road as such. You're stood most of the time, so you won't be able to see in them. So on the road, these are good. Quick little glance. I think they are expensive for what they are. I mean, these are 25 quid each, so that's 50 quid's worth of mirrors, and they literally held on with a cable tie, which is kind of like a bit cheap, but they're not going to get broken where they are. They should last forever, and I'm really happy with where they are, how they look. Nice funky little things. And then the other big thing that I've done is the quad lock mount for the phone. So I have got a video if you want to see how you go about mounting that. I've got the wireless charging head wired in as well, which is really nice, so you haven't got the worry if you're riding in the rain. You know, if you're putting a charging cable in your phone, you can get a lot of issues of water ingress and damaging the phone and whatnot, and not charging right. So having the wireless charger built in there is really nice. The map's in a nice position. I use OS Maps app on the phone, and you can see, you know, you can sort of navigate your way just glancing down. It's nice place to have that. So yeah, it's a nice nifty little upgrade. Like I say, I'll link at the end of the video if I can figure out how, to my video on how I installed that, what parts you need. It looks really factory. Sits just above the screen, really nice. So yeah, pretty happy with that. I'm really happy with the bike overall. Let me get somewhere else, because this squeaking's doing my head in, so it's probably doing your head in as well if you've made it this far. Yeah, overall really happy with the bike. I've just fitted the high front fender, which is really nice. It is contacting on the AXP bash plate right at the bottom, just on, like when you go from full lock to full lock, it scrapes across the top of it, so I'm going to shave a little bit off the top of the grill on the AXP skid plate just to give that a little bit more room. But yeah, she's all ready for winter now, so once the new tyres turn up, hopefully that's going to make a nice improvement, and I can sort of spend this winter learning the off-road graph, because it's completely new to me. I've ridden on tarmac for 15 years, barely turned a wheel off-road. I've had a couple of days here and there where I've borrowed a bike or whatnot, but yeah, it's quite a big heavy bike for a first off-road bike, but I think a lot of people probably advise against it. But I think at the end of the day, there's only one way to learn. Let's get out there and do it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm absolutely loving it. So yeah, overall really impressed with the bike, really loving it. Maybe this will help you make a decision whether to buy one or not. So if you're asking me, it's a yes. It's a mega bike. I have very few complaints, as you can see. You know, it's niggly little things which most can be solved with simple changes and whatnot. So yeah, it's a really good bike. I'm loving it. If you like my videos, if you wouldn't mind, leave a like or a subscribe, all that stuff. As you can tell, I've not rehearsed this, just off the cuff, off the cusp. Is that the saying? Yeah, off the cusp video while I'm out and about. Just thought I'd share my thoughts, and hopefully if you guys make up your mind whether to buy one or not. I'll leave it there and see you guys soon.